What's up you guys, Narelle here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have created this beautiful bronze, peachy, glowing makeup look. If you are interested in finding out how to create this, keep on watching. To start my makeup off today, I'm going to be doing some color correcting. I'm using my LA Girl Pro Conceal in the orange shade and applying this around my mouth and under my eyes. Then I'm taking a damp beauty blender and I'm gonna buff this into my skin. For foundation today, I'm using my Makeup Forever Ultra HD foundation in the shade Y455. Make sure that you shake up this foundation really well. I'm applying a pump of this to the back of my hand and putting some dots onto my skin. Then to buff the foundation into my skin, I'm using my Sephora Pro Foundation number 64 brush. Just going in circular directions, I'm buffing the foundation into my skin. So this foundation is a medium coverage. I would say it's definitely buildable. You can get a full coverage if you want. It is, I would say, my top 5 foundations. It definitely gives you amazing coverage and it still makes your skin look healthy and you still have a nice natural glow to your skin. So I quite like that a lot. Once I've buffed my foundation into my skin, I still take my beauty blender that is damp and push the foundation into my skin so it looks as natural and flawless as possible. For my concealer today, I'm using the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealers in the shade Caramel. Taking this product and applying it underneath my eyes and around my mouth. Then I take my beauty blender again and push the concealer into my skin. So I think I want to do my contour before I highlight my face. I'm going in with my Huda Beauty Tantour in the shade Medium. I'm going to take a small brush that looks like this, pick up some of the product, apply it to the back of my hand so I remove all of the excess. Then I apply some to my cheeks, to my forehead, and to my jawline. For my nose contour, I'm taking a brush that is a lot smaller, taking the product again, dabbing the excess on the back of my hand, and I'm putting 2 lines down the side of my nose and push the product into the eyebrow as well. So the trick to getting a really snatched nose is make sure that when you apply your contour to draw the lines as close together as possible. To blend out my contour, I'm using the same brush that I used to apply my foundation and I'm buffing that into my skin in a circular direction. I'm making sure to be as gentle as possible. I'm using very light circular motion to buff the product in my skin. I don't want it to move around and look muddy. I want it to stay where I've placed it but just look blended out. So use very, very light buffing motion. Then to blend out my nose contour, I'm taking my beauty blender, pinching it and just very gently tapping the contour into my nose. Then to highlight my skin, I'm using the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in the shade Biscuit. This concealer is 2-3 shades lighter than my skin tone, so it's perfect for highlighting. So I'm applying this concealer underneath my eyes and just on the corner of my eye as well, and this is gonna make sure that my eyes look lifted. I'm applying some of the concealer on my forehead, on my chin, and I'm going to try very hard to get a straight line down the center of my nose. I want my concealer to stay exactly where I've placed it, so I'm taking a brush. This is a Rare Beauty concealer brush, and I'm going to buff the concealer out using this brush. You guys, I'm always trying to find new concealers, so please comment down below and let me know what your favorite concealers are that are your absolute ride or dies, and I absolutely would love to try them. To set my foundation and concealers in place, I'm using the Huda Beauty Easy Bake Powder in the shade Blondie. I'm picking this up on a brush. This is a Real Techniques brush, and I'm gonna add this underneath my eyes, to my center of my forehead, my chin, to my smile lines, to make sure that that doesn't crease throughout the day. Then to set the highlighter on my nose, I'm taking my beauty blender, just pinching it, and taking some of the powder on the tip of the beauty blender. I'm just going to very gently apply some powder to the center of my nose. Once I have that on, I'm going to do some baking underneath my eyes. I want to make sure that my eyeshadow doesn't fall out, and doing some baking will prevent that from happening. Once I have that on and I'm looking a little crazy, I'm ready to move on to my eyebrows. Today I'm using the Huda Beauty Bomb Brows in the shade number 7. I'm starting off with just brushing my eyebrows up with the spoolie end of this. Then I'm taking the other end. It is very, very thin, as you can see. I'm going to go in and start to fill my eyebrows in. So I do have some thick eyebrows and I don't need to fill in a lot at all, but I do make sure to apply some of the pencil and then brush it out constantly. This makes sure that your eyebrows look really, really natural and seamless. Then to set my eyebrows in place, I'm using the Fenty Beauty Brow MVP. This is a wax for your eyebrows. So take the wax end, apply it to your eyebrows, and then I'm taking actually the spoolie end of my eyebrow pencil that I just used, and I'm brushing my eyebrows upward. To carve out my eyebrows today, I'm using the same concealer that I used earlier, the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in the shade Biscuit. So I'm taking this and just trying to outline my eyebrows. Then I'm taking a flat concealer brush and using this to really make sure that the line is nice and sharp. To set that concealer in place, I'm using the same powder that I used earlier, the Huda Beauty, and just setting my eyelids. This is going to make sure that your eyeshadow blends really, really easily as well. For eyeshadow today, I want to do a peachy bronze eyeshadow look. I'm taking the Huda Beauty Warm Browns Obsessions palette, and I'm going to start off with the shade right over here in the middle, so right here. This is a peachy brown shade and it's going to be perfect as a transition. So I'm taking this and applying it to the crease of my eye, just very lightly adding the transition shade. The next shade that I want to add is the peach color right here, just next to the one I applied. Taking this on the same brush and applying this on the crease. Then the next shade that I'm taking is the brightest orange shade in the palette right here in the middle. Taking this on a smaller blending brush, tap off all of the excess and apply this just below the transition shade that I added. The next shade that I'm using is from my Anastasia Beverly Hills Soft Glam palette. I'm picking up the shade Rustic on a smaller blending brush. This is a Morphe M332. I'm picking up this color and applying it to the corners of my eyes. And this color is going to create some depth to this look. I'm concentrating it on the end or at the corner of my eye and just blending it inward. Then once I have that on, the eyeshadow is looking nice and blended, I want to add some shimmer. So I'm going to go in with the middle shade in this Huda Beauty palette. I'm picking this up on my ring finger and I'm going to press this color onto the center of my eyelid. And I'm going to just diffuse this to the edges. So this is just going to create a nice blown out, diffused look to the shadow. For my bottom eyelashes, I'm going to use the same shades that I used for my eyelids. I'm starting off with that middle brown orange shade. I'm taking this and applying it to my bottom eyelashes. Then I'm going in with the orange shade that is right next to that one and going over that. Then again, taking the brighter orange shade, I'm just going to use a tiny bit of this shade. Then I'm going to take the Anastasia Beverly Hills palette that I used earlier, grab the shade Rustic, which again is that chocolate brown shade that I used earlier, and I'm going to concentrate this color on the outer corner of my eye. I want to add a little more drama to this look. I'm going to take some eyeliner. I'm using the Sephora retractable liner in the shade Brown, and I like using the shade because it still adds drama, but it's not as dramatic as using a black, so it still looks a little more natural. Then I want to take the other end of this, which is like a sponge, and I'm gonna smudge out this eyeliner. To highlight the inner corners of my eyes, I'm going to use the shade Fairy in my Anastasia Beverly Hills Soft Glam palette. I'm taking this on a pencil brush, and I'm going to add this to the corners of my eyes. For lashes today, I'm using some individual lashes. These are the Ardell Wispies clusters, and they look like this. So I've picked up quite a few of the medium size, and I'm going to concentrate these lashes on the outer corners of my eyes just to give me a more winged look.
A few moments later.
Hey guys, so I'm back. My eyelashes are on. I have curled them with an eyelash curler just to blend in my natural eyelashes with the false lashes that I applied. I'm going to move on to some bronzing of my skin. Today I'm going to be using the MAC Mineralize Skinfinish powder in the shade Give Me Sun. I'm using a fluffy brush, picking up some of the product and applying it to all of the areas that I applied the contour earlier. So to my cheeks, to my forehead, to my jawline. Then I'm going to just pinch the brush, pick up some product and apply some down the sides of my nose. To remove the excess powder underneath my eyes, I'm taking a brush and dipping into the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish powder in the shade number 2. I'm going to take just a little bit of this powder and start by just gently removing the powder underneath my eyes, applying a little bit on my forehead, and then I'm just gently going to remove the powder down the center of my nose. The next thing that I want to do is add some blush. Today I'm using the Milani Cosmetics Cheek Kiss Cream Blush, and the shade that I'm using is Coral Crush. I'm going to pick up this product on an angled brush and just start off with a little bit of this, and I'm applying this to my cheeks and then just pushing it out to the edges of my face. For lips today, I'm starting off with a lip liner. This is the ColourPop Lippy Pencil in the shade BFF3. I'm going to line my lips with this. Then for lipstick today, I'm using the NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream in the shade Abu Dhabi. I'm going to apply this to the center of my lips and then use my finger and just dab that on. I'm going to go on top of this with some lip gloss. This is the Fenty Beauty lip gloss in the shade Fenty Glow, and I'm applying this lip gloss just to the center of my lips. Then before adding some glow to my skin, I want to set my makeup in place. I'm using the MAC Fix Plus spray and spraying this all over my face very, very generously. Once the setting spray has dried down, I want to go in and add some glow to my skin. Today I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter in the shade number 6. I've applied some to the back of my hand and I'm picking it up with my beauty blender, and I'm going to add this to the high points on my cheeks. And you can see just with that amount the healthy glow on my cheeks. I'm also going to add some to my forehead and on my chin. Then for the very last step, I want to add some mascara to my eyelashes. Today I'm using the Maybelline Sky High Mascara in the shade Black, and I'm applying this to the bottom and top eyelashes. So there you have it, guys. This is the final look. I'm bronzy, glowy, and I'm absolutely loving this look. I hope that you have enjoyed watching this video. Please make sure to like and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you all on the next one.